Good evening, America. You are about to meet Sergeant Dave, host of the Remember the Fallen show. After having survived a rollover accident avoiding a landmine in a troop transport vehicle, military acronym LMTV, in the Parwan province of Afghanistan in 2004, he emerges and returns to the United States with an even more compelling tale of perseverance as he navigates the rapids of the troubled VA system. He gains a new perspective with a fever of enthusiasm to all patriots across the windswept fields of America.
You are about to listen to the Remember Fallen show with me, Sergeant Dave, where you'll be listening to my guests, jarheads, squids, wingnuts, Air Force. We call them penguins too because 95% of the Air Force don't fly, and ground pounders, and an occasional coastie. Maybe not. But most of all, I will be advocating to patriots like yourself that get a lump in their throat when they hear the national anthem being played at a ball game. You see, one of us can be run off, two of us can be disregarded, but a show's audience, together, we are a movement.
Oh, here we are live in Ace Cafe Orlando, their first U.S.-based location. And we're here at the Krystal Parker Fundraiser Memorial for a celebration of life. And I have right here, I have the president is Chance Shewell, and actually he's national now, and he's doing some great things in our community. So I'd like to introduce you to Chance. He also goes by Hollywood. So Hollywood, tell me how you started this great organization, how you give back to the community. Explain how the whole detail is with your group.
Yes, sir. Well, thanks very much for having me on this evening, and thanks very much for coming out this evening. First off, the Shadow Warrior Riders MC is a traditional motorcycle club. We're a nonprofit, and what we do is we get together and we give back in our communities. We are military contractors, we're veterans, we are professionals in our community, law enforcement, firefighters, doctors, lawyers, and such, all that good stuff. I started this a couple of years back with one of the Benghazi survivors with the idea that we would help keep in the forefront of everybody's memory, the events that transpired in Benghazi, Libya on September 11th and 12th of 2012. We work with all the Benghazi survivors, Boone, Tig, and Tonto, and what we do is we help promote their events, but also we have our own events that we do. All right, we like to give back in our communities. We have a fallen officer, a fallen firefighter, and of course what we're doing tonight. Krystal was an associate of our club who unfortunately lost her battle to PTSDs, and she took her own life over the Labor Day weekend. She wasn't known to us very well, but she started to become part of our family as she started her journey to become a Shadow Warrior Rider. So we were more than happy to help out the family who needed some assistance, monetary assistance, with the cremation and the burial services. So that's what we're doing here tonight. We have some great music going on tonight with Adam Martin, who himself is a veteran. We've got some great food and cocktails and some wonderful, wonderful donated items for our silent auction.
We have some great patriots here tonight. We really do. And these guys are, just doing so much for our community, and just want to check them out on Facebook. The Shadow Warriors on Facebook. You can't miss that. And so we just want to back them up whenever you can when you hear an event coming up. So what's the next big event coming for you, Chance?
Locally here within the Central Florida area is going to be an event we're holding probably in May. We're going to shoot for Cinco de Mayo again is what we did this year. So we're going to shoot for Cinco de Mayo next year. We're going to hook up with Chris Tonto Peranto and his foundation, which is the 14th Hour. We're going to help raise some money for him. And then our national event will be held in September 13th and 14th in Minnesota, and we're doing a fundraiser for John Tigan, who is Tig, also from the from Benghazi, the Benghazi 4. So we're going to be up in Minnesota for 2 days, raising some money for his foundation beyond the battlefield.
Well, I just want to let you know, Chance. I'm your newest member. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
And my name is Dave Matthews, right? So
Dave Matthews.
You thought the real Dave Matthews coming going to be able to write a big check for this event?
Oh, that's wonderful. Right? Yeah, and then come to find out, we're sitting out here in the parking lot talking on a microphone. All right.
Yeah, I wish I was the real. Right. My checkbook does not reflect the real Dave Matthews. So how do you become a member? Probate, a prospect.
Right.
So it's quite a system you have.
Yeah,
here, right?
Yeah, it is. Like I mentioned before, we are a motorcycle club, but we are a discriminatory motorcycle club, meaning that it's not a Harley riding only men's Motorcycle Club. We have women that are first responders. We have women that are veterans, women that also served as contractors overseas for various organizations. So the only thing we really say is that you have to have a motorcycle at least 500 cc's or larger. Yeah, I know. It's a motorcycle club. Got to have a motorcycle.
I get it now.
Right. So then, of course, you also have to be a veteran or military or a first responder of some sort. Have the motorcycle. You go through a prospect phase. That's a chance for you to check us out, find out if it's even a group that you'd like to be associated with. It's different because when you become a member of the Shadow Warrior Riders, you're doing it with the explicit knowledge that you're going to be a fundraiser. You're going to be working in your community. Anybody can get on a motorcycle and ride from bar to bar and have some beers and look at the opposite sex and have a great time. But it's another thing to do a full-time job, earn a membership within a club like ours, and then get out on your free time and give back to the community that you work 5-6 days a weekend. So it is a big commitment. So yeah, they go through a 2-month prospect phase, gives them a chance to come to meetings, go on rides with us, get to know us. And if they decide they want to go farther on it, then they enter into a probationary phase. That's another 4 meetings, another 4 rides, and that's a chance for us to evaluate them. Because just simply being a motorcycle rider and a veteran or a public servant does not guarantee membership, all right? You just don't write a check to us and get a patch to hang on your back. Anything worth having is worth working for. So you got to earn the right to be a Shadow Warrior rider.
Commitment, folks. This is serious commitment. So if you're a big Netflix fan, probably not for you. Okay?
But if you are a Netflix fan or Amazon, make sure you get on and you watch the movie if you haven't done it. 13 Hours, The Secret Soldiers of Benghazi. That'll let you know where our roots stem from right there.
Great movie. I saw it. I honor them with a sign in my front yard. That's why I said I got to be a member. I have a Benghazi 4 little sign of Doherty, Tig, all the 4. It says Benghazi 4. And people know it was on September 11th. So it was on 9/11. They did that purposely to attack our embassy.
Well, not according to the administration that was in office at the time. But we don't want to make this into a political conversation, do we? No, tongue-in-cheek, right. You'll notice on the back of my vest, on the lower rocker, it says Riders, and there's 2 stars on the back, and people ask us what those 2 stars mean. It actually, like you mentioned Glenn's name, Glenn Doherty, and then so you got Rowan and Bub, who perished over there, 2 of the contractors that perished. So Rowan is always on our back, Bub's always on our back there. That's what those 2 stars are for. When you work for the CIA and you die in the line of duty, that's all you get is a star on the wall. There's nothing else, no name, no nothing. So
yeah, it was divine intervention. When I saw your homepage, Facebook, I saw you had a Benghazi logo, and I went, that's it.
Yeah.
This might be home for me. I might have to get a motorcycle.
That's right. You might have to, man. We also, you can have a trike also,
Okay, well, I'll work on that trike, definitely.
Work on something.
Hey, Chance, you're doing a great thing. Keep on doing what you're doing. Looking forward to following you.
Yes, please.
Okay, we'll follow you. Is there a Facebook page on you? Or
well, there's a Facebook page that you get on. It's Shadow Warrior Riders MC, LLC, because we are incorporated, a limited liability corporation. And we also have a website people get onto, and that's www.shadowwarriormc.com. And on there you'll find all the information about how to become a member, a little bit about us, events, everything like that. Anything you want to know but we're afraid to ask, you can find it on social media today.
That's right. Outstanding for what you're doing, Chance. I want to thank you for stopping by, and I'm looking forward for the rest of the event, and I hope it's a very successful.
we got another hour going, so hopefully we're going to raise some good money tonight.
Yeah, so come on down to Ace Cafe. You're not too late. Hop on I-4, come off at Amelia. We're right here waiting for you. Come on in.
Thanks very much.
Thanks, Chance, for stopping by.
Thanks, Mr. Dave Matthews.
You got it. Take care. Well, I have a little break right now, and I want to just discuss a little bit about Krystal Parker. What a special lady. That's with a K, because she was Special K. And basically, she was a patriot. She did contract work. She worked for the CIA. Very attractive woman. She was undercover. She did some really patriotic stuff for our government. She would lure the high-value targets up to a hotel room, and then the CIA would just take over from there. And during her troubles, she had PTSD. She was in that environment. Just think of that, the pressure and the trauma that she must have gone, at any moment that her life could be taken with these high-value targets. And her loss just devastated her husband, Joe, and her closest friends. And she's done so much, she's been recognized that she'll actually be interned at Arlington Cemetery. She's just one of those caring, wonderful ladies that loved animals. She rescued pit bulls. She was a certified trainer. and she just loved her old Ranger husband, Joe Parker. And I have Joe Parker with me right now. He's from the 75th Ranger. He's a ground pounder like me, but he's one of those guys that jumps out of a perfectly good airplane, don't you, Joe, right? He did 8 years active Army, airborne, hoorah! Did 2 tours in Afghanistan, 4 in Iraq, okay? This gentleman, he also has PTSD. He survived some serious stuff during 6 tours, so you can imagine. I have Joe Parker right now. Joe, my deepest condolences from the show, and I'm very saddened, and I'm glad that we can actually, be here to not just honor her, but to celebrate her life as well. Joe, can you just basically talk about Krystal a little bit to give some audience a little information about Krystal?
Yeah, so basically my wife Krystal is a beautiful woman. I was kind of like the fat guy with the prom queen, but she was wicked smart, super patriotic. She absolutely would do anything to help anybody at any given time, and no matter how many times she got burnt, she'd keep doing it. She wasn't a quitter.
So, Joe, did she have invisible wounds? What they say with a lot of veterans, and she's like a veteran because she was out there in the heat of battle almost, but a quiet battle. It's a kind of unseen battle. Did she have invisible wounds that you know of? Were there any signs?
Of course, hindsight's 20/20. Looking back, yes, she did. She had her flashback moments. She had her nightmares. She had her triggers, not wanting to be in crowds, not wanting to feel where she had no way out. And basically, at the end of the day, she suffered just like the rest of combat vets, and she dealt with it, and she tried their best, but ultimately it took her life.
And she died of suicide on Labor Day, 9/3/18 at basically 2 o'clock in the morning. And what a devastating phone call you got, right, from Circle K. You just had to step out for a moment. And, yeah?
Yeah, so basically Krystal was very upset, going through a episode, a flashback, if you will. I told her I would go to the Circle K, get a soda, and I'd be back. And while I was at the Circle K, the cashier came up to me and said, "Hey, I think your wife just called, asking if you were here," which I thought was odd because I had my cell phone. I instantly got that little Jimmy Cricket in my voice in my head saying I needed to get home. And when I walked into the house, she was sitting on the couch with a gun at her head. And last thing she ever said to me, I said, "I love you, baby." She said, "I love you too," and pulled the trigger. So just like that, my whole world stopped. I've been on both sides of suicide. I've survived 2 suicide attempts, including putting a 9mm to the side of my face and pulling the trigger, and spent 18 days in the hospital for that. But I can tell you, if you ever love anybody in your whole life and you commit suicide, you're instantly ruining everything that they know. And so if one person can be saved because of this tragic event, I know Krystal would want her story shared.
Right, and that's what we're doing here. We're not only just sharing the story, we're celebrating your life, and you're making a commitment yourself. You told me, Joe, that you'd like to help with the PTSD. Now that you've been so close to it, you're on both sides now. You did 6 tours. I can imagine how you'd be such a vital tool because you've been there. Now your loved one, the one you loved the most in your life, took her life right in front of you. I mean, you have a story to tell, and this episode will, I really feel that the education they'll get from episodes like this could be that moment that veteran will hesitate and maybe wait for another day and give that another day another chance, because every day is a new day for these veterans and like ourselves. And I hope, Joe, that you stay strong with what you're doing, and so maybe this could be your mission, continue this so you can stay strong, because you're going to have some setbacks as well.
Absolutely. I mean, every single day is a new beginning. My best friend in the whole world is gone. I'm having to adjust fire, take it 10 minutes at a time, embrace the suck. And, if I can help one person, then, or if you're listening to this and you can help one person, it's worth it. And if you're that person that is in that dark moment, pick up the phone, call the Veterans Crisis Line, call your friend, call your mom, call whoever you need to call, and don't quit until you get the help you need, because it is cliche, but I'm living it. It's a permanent solution to a temporary problem.
That's go to amvets.org as well. Joe, I want to thank you for coming on the show. Looking to do some future work with you. I want to keep tabs with you, and because I have a network also with it's called Point Man Ministries and Wounded Times. I'd like to get a hold of Chaplain Kathy, and maybe you do go on her show, go an interview with her over the phone, or do a blog with her, and just stay in our network. I want to keep you in our network because we do a lot for veterans, and today's Veterans is here as well. Today's Veterans did a great thing, and I hear that also that Shadow Warriors came up to the plate financially for Krystal.
They have helped immensely. I can tell you that the financial burden is something that you don't ever think about, especially when your wife's 35 years old. You're not really concerned about life insurance, and it is definitely an impact. And on top of the emotional stress, the financial stress, it can be almost overwhelming as well. So I'm very humbled and thankful for today's Veterans Organization, Shadow Warrior Riders Motorcycle Club. I believe in trust but verify, and these guys verified that they're real deal brothers, and they're helping me immensely, so I appreciate them.
Outstanding, Joe. I'm looking forward to the rest of the night spending time with you, and I want to thank you for stopping by.
Yes,
you
sir.
are a true warrior, and
Yes,
Krystal
sir.
Parker will always stay in our minds and be always remembered, not forgotten. That's one thing. This woman was a patriot. Krystal Parker, Special K, she was a true patriot, and she will not be forgotten for sure.
Absolutely, and I would say if you're ever in Washington, D.C., and you want another reason to go to Arlington National Cemetery, you can see her marker right there, and you'll have a little insight on how that person, their story that got there.
Thanks, Joe, for stopping by. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
All right, here I have live right now, I have Sean Owen, right? He is the president of today's veteran organization. He's a ground pounder, folks, just like myself. He did 19 and a half years. He got med boarded out. Whoa. And so I noticed you also have a combat. You've been
Yes, sir. I've been to combat. I've been to Iraq one time.
So he's got his combat badge, so he's been in combat. So actually you shot in combat, because in order to get that, you had to shoot in combat, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool. So he's legit. Okay, I'm checking him out. He's legit. Okay, so Sean, how did you get involved? You're from Sebring, right?
Yes, sir.
How did you get involved with Krystal Parker and Joe Parker? Tell me how that story came up.
We actually were invited to a retreat in Tampa that was given by a non-for-profit called Gratitude America. And we met them through the retreat. We didn't know who they were, even though they were from the same little small town we were from. Never met them one time until we got there, and we hit it off. And next thing you know, we were up and running, doing today's Veterans Organization together.
And she was promoting you like behind the scenes. You
Yes,
didn't know it.
never even knew it.
Never knew it. So she got you Shadow Warriors. She got
Yes,
you
sir.
involved with Shadow, and you're here today.
Yes, sir.
And we're here at the memorial for Krystal Parker, a fundraiser right now for this incredible patriot. And we're not just gonna, we're not gonna be too sorrow. The funeral's been passed, but now we're gonna celebrate her life. That's what we're doing right now. What she did for your organization, she lives in your organization. That's what I'm saying. She's the spirit behind your organization as well. So, what else you plan on doing here with your organization in the next month or so?
In December, we're big into our nursing homes. We have a lot of nursing homes where we're from. We're in a retirement community anyway, down in Sebring. A lot of the snowbirds come down around about this time. So we're going to get into the nursing homes, and there's probably about between 250 to 300 veterans in our community, and we're just going to have trees set up around our little small town. People can buy a gift and bring it to us, and on Christmas we're going to go take it all to the veterans so they can actually have presents to open up during Christmas. Another one we're doing, which will be next year, we team up with a non-for-profit called Veterans First. They're phenomenal in our community. They do an event called Project 65 every March to bring awareness about veteran suicide.
Right.
Every 65 minutes, a veteran takes their own life. So during that event, while they're in the center of town doing that event, my group and people that are going to volunteer are going to start 22 miles out, and we're going to walk into the event. And every mile, we're going to plant a flag for a veteran.
I got to be involved with that one. Okay, Sean.
Absolutely.
We'll do the show on that as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely want to get that going. What a heart these guys. And this is the first time I went to an organization that everyone's here from your organization. Tell me who I name them right now.
Well, we have my vice president, Mark Cole, his wife, Laura Cole. We have Joseph was here. We have...
Don't forget your wife.
My wife. We have my wife, Annette. She's actually the secretary also.
You have a PR?
We have a PR person here. Her name is Allie. We call her Allie.
Allison
We're gonna call her.
Lau.
Yeah, she's half Caucasian, half Filipino. Whoop whoop.
Yep.
But
unbelievable. Hold on. You understand that? He's got his whole organization here. I've never been to an event, and everyone is here. That's how committed this organization. Today's event. I love your shirt. What you're doing as well. It shows the brothers. Yeah, it shows that, like, the brothers. What's your back looking like? Oh, yeah, saluting to the American flag as well. Awesome. I tell you what, real proud to meet you guys. I'm going to go with the show's audience right now.
Veteran organizations in your community, just help them out. Volunteer as much as you can. You know, look out for them. If you ever need any help, if you're a veteran out there or a member of a veteran family, and if you need any help, reach out to these organizations for help. They're always there to help. No matter what, so just look for them. Just reach out and give them a hand.
MVets.org. Hey, thanks a lot for stopping by, Sean. Keep on doing what you're doing. Looking to follow you.
Yes.
What's your Facebook page? Give me some more. Tell me your website. Give me some more input, maybe.
Our website is being worked on right now, but you can go on our Facebook page. Our Facebook page is Today's Veterans Organization. When you log into it or when you type it up, it'll be a big white banner that says Today's Veterans Organization, black and white, and under it says Leading the Way in the Veteran Community.
Nice.
So,
nice, Sean.
Feel free, like it, follow it. You can post on there, and if you can't post on there, just hit me up, private messenger on there, and we'll get you hooked up, and so you can get on there.
Another great ground pounder. Thanks a lot, Sean.
Thanks
for stopping by.
Yep.
Thank you. Hoorah! Okay, next on the docket, I have Beaner. Beaner.
Hey.
You got 2 titles. What's up with that? You got 2 titles for the Shadow Warrior. What is going on? How come you have 2 titles, Beaner?
Because I'm that damn good.
You're that damn good, okay?
Yeah.
So you must be military. You must be a ground pounder, are you?
No, I was an MP.
MP. Oh,
Yeah.
You hear that, MP? You know what that is? He was a glorified crossing guard. That's what he was, right?
Yeah,
So
that was the same joke people would tell me when I pull them over as I'm writing a ticket. I laugh my ass off at that one.
Yeah, you do, right? Okay, Beaner, can you give me your full name and title and how? Tell me a little bit more about your
Sure.
Shadow Warrior.
My name is Jeff Bean. I belong to the Central Florida chapter of the Shadow Warrior Riders Motorcycle Club, and I'm the secretary-treasurer. That means I take care of the money, and I take the minutes and read them back the next meeting.
Wow, he got 2 titles. How come you get 2 titles? What's up with that?
Because we need more members.
Need more members. Well, if you weren't so strict, loosen it up a little bit, huh?
So what's the strict part?
You gotta have a motorcycle.
Oh my gosh! Yeah.
That's
Motorcycle club, kind of self-explanatory.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
right? And then you gotta earn it. What's up with that? Today's world, if you just pay, I thought you would just pay. You're good. No?
Most of us are over the age of 18. We don't believe in participation trophies.
Okay, all right, gotcha. Okay, that's great. It's great that you guys, you got to earn it, and I believe in that all the way. Being so, you guys are doing a great thing tonight. We're doing this for once again, Krystal Parker, incredible Patriot fundraiser. This is her memorial, and this is basically a celebrate for life. And she was ready to be a big part of your organization. You didn't know behind the scenes.
She had asked to be a prospect in our club, and I was really ready to call her a sister. Unfortunately, Krystal fell victim to the 22-a-day syndrome. I'm not quite sure what she did when she worked for as a contractor, but her demons got to her. And tonight, we're not going to concentrate on the sadness of it, but we're going to have a good Irish wake for her and celebrate her life. And as you saw, we have the video screen in there with photos of her and her husband Joe, and she lived a full life. I just wish she was here with us, and we were partying for a different reason.
Right? Yeah, it is tragic. It's just 22 every day. It's around our community, and you don't hear it on the radio. You won't hear it on the TV. They're keeping it very quiet. There's a lot more in the whole United States. It's actually 44,000 of Americans take their life every year. So, I mean, this is a status that people will not face. They're afraid to face it. Our government's afraid to face it. So organizations like yourself, Never Forgotten Memorials, today's Veterans Organization, are doing things about it. And Wounded Times, another great organization. We're trying to step up, and amvets.org, go there as well, because we're trying to step up and do something about this 22 every day.
We need to raise awareness that there are people out there that are hurting. And you know, I concentrate on the veterans, but there are so many people out there with post-traumatic stress disorder. It can be your firemen, your police officers, your paramedics, somebody who's been through a traumatic event and it's not even due to their job. So if you know anybody like that, talk to them. If anybody out there is like that, if they have something in their life that makes them hurt, talk to somebody, because the solution is not the final solution. Ending your life is never the solution.
It leaves sorrows behind. It leaves so much
right.
sorrow. Like today, we're like, oh my God, this woman was so patriotic. She's so beautiful as well. You know what she did, and she was so caring. You know, she rescued dogs. She gave back to our community. She's an incredible lady, and it's invisible wounds that just all of a sudden out of nowhere at the moment. So you got to talk to people. Don't keep it in. Stay another day. I mean, every morning is the reason they call it a new day. You wake up, you have a new day, have a new belief system, and just stay positive. You know, when you first get up in the morning, say how beautiful it is to be in America, you know, the beautiful sky, the freedom we have as our country, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
well, you've been overseas, right?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, we've been to places where they don't enjoy the life that we are allowed to enjoy.
I was in the sandbox. It was terrible looking at their lifestyle, okay? So I was in the sandbox.
You couldn't hear the fist bump.
Yeah, in 2004. And, you know, I lost my 90-year-old gunner to a rollover accident. That's why I do this for Never Forgotten Memorials. That's why I build fallen soldiers. He was my first fallen soldier memorial I built. And then in 2008, we had one of our soldiers take his own life on a weekend. And once again, the National Guard wanted us to clean up the mess, Beaner. Can you believe that? Because they didn't want to let the police know about it. And our soldiers went over and cleaned up the mess. It was a shotgun splattered against the house, the back of the house. So they're sweeping under the rug, and they're still sweeping under the rug. So it's actually more than 22 a day, but the 22 number seems to be catchy.
It's an average, yeah.
Yeah, it's an average, but if you look at a lot of them are not recorded. Okay, the Vietnam veterans are over 50, not being recorded. This is only stuff that's
the one thing that you and I share. I was a soldier in the 80s and 90s, and you were in the 2000s. The one thing we share is we came back to an appreciative country.
Yes.
We may have seen stuff that we don't like to talk about or think about, but let's remember our Vietnam brothers. They came back to a country that, maybe not for the most part, but for a lot part, did not appreciate what they went through and what they had done. And, you know, I can't imagine coming back. We had parades after Desert Storm.
Right, it was amazing.
I mean, God bless the people that gave it to us, but these guys didn't have that.
I went to the New York Yankees and Padre game. Right, we were in uniform, and we had a banner, right, a bed sheet. We couldn't spell Afghanistan, so we put Iraq. Just got back from Iraq because of Afghanistan. You always forget
Iraq's
that.
easy to spell.
You forget that H.
You were infantry,
I was
right?
infantry. I mean, you always forget the H, right? So we could put it on the bed sheet, but one of our guys was from Iraq, so we didn't, what's that called? Steel Valor, whatever you want to have. We didn't do that, okay? But you're talking people lining up at the Yankee Stadium with alcohol you wouldn't believe. And at the end, we were singing, kicking our heels, "It's up to you, New York, da da." Oh, we were so the bus was late.
In your Texas accent, that was really awesome.
Right? And the bus was late, and they were waiting for us. Oh, we got hell when we got back. But yeah, you know it, right?
Yeah.
Well, Bino, and what's your next event? Tell us about your next event, and tell me more about what Facebook page, what we can go to.
Okay, Facebook page. We have a closed Facebook page. Look for Shadow Warrior Riders Motorcycle Club, LLC. We are a limited liability corporation. We're also a 501(c), a charitable organization.
And you know what that means, right? You can write a big check.
That's
you can write up to $10,000 to write up on your taxes.
Tax deductible.
Right, it's tax
time. And it goes to a great
It does.
Every year we choose a different cause. Next year we'll be up in Minnesota. Our chapter up there, they'll be raising money with John Teagan Tig from
Benghazi.
the Benghazi Heroes. For his organization. And we're always looking for first responder or veterans-oriented charity to help out.
Like Never Forgotten Memorials, right? Is that
Never
what you mean,
Forgotten. That's what I meant to say, yeah.
All right, Peter.
It's the Budweiser. I couldn't remember that, yeah.
And you said you came back from Tokyo just recently?
Yeah, purely on vacation.
Okay, all right. You weren't like promoting it over there in Tokyo.
Oh, I
You're
took...
going to start a chapter?
I took my jacket with
me. Are
me.
you not letting any people know you're going to start a chapter in Tokyo?
The Japanese kind of didn't like the skull and crossbones on the back of the jacket.
Yeah.
I had to explain it was
you did. I
memento mori.
Yeah, you did freak them out. Hey, well, Bean, thanks for stopping by and
No
holding
problem,
two
brother.
titles, man. Come on, volunteers. Go on Facebook. You know, Bean can't handle 2 titles, man. Which one you rather pick? If you had to choose, which one?
I'd rather stay the treasurer.
Treasurer, okay.
Yeah, I'm very anal with the money, and we need transparency in a charity.
Okay, so you have some financing background? A little bit?
No, I was an MP, so I was honest.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Perfect.
right.
You know, I know why you want the treasurer thing, because you're that secretary thing, that Me Too movement.
Yeah, my high heels don't look good in my leathers.
Thanks for stopping by, Bean.
All right, man.
All
Good
right,
to meet you,
great
brother.
seeing you, man.
Yeah.
We'll talk
Thank
more
you very
inside.
much.
Thank you very much. Have a good night. Bye now. All right, OMG. I got Rick Sarmiento, my old patriotic buddy. I run into him at American Legion. He goes to my events. I go to his events. We keep missing here and there. It's great to see you again, Rick
Likewise,
Sarmiento.
brother. Awesome to see you, brother.
You got that organization going, and you're doing some incredible things with that. Tell the audience, what are you doing now?
Well, first of all, before I go into what I'm doing, I remember you and we met over at Seminole Harley-Davidson for Sergeant Andrew Tamarisi.
That's right.
Remember that?
Saw me up, and I remember
You had the eye shadow underneath with Free Tamarisi.
Free Tamarisi.
Right.
That's right. I forgot about
For
that
those
one.
who do not know, Andrew Tamarisi was a United States Marine Corps sergeant who crossed the Mexican border. He was heading over to treatment in San Diego, and when he reached the Mexican border, he said he wanted to make a U-turn. Yeah. And once he got into the Mexican border, they stopped him, and he says, "Look, I've got my 3 military weapons," and they arrested him for gun trafficking. And it took 7 months to release him. So you were helping me out, instrumental in helping out. That's
Yeah,
that was
I
years
remember
ago.
that now.
Yeah.
Wow, it was like I wore like the football black, and then I
Right.
got white out,
Right.
and I wrote Free Tamarisi,
yeah.
and I got people in
And you
that
had a big
group.
sign also.
Yeah, and I had people put in. I had all
Right.
signed, and they would actually put it under their eyes.
Right.
That was a great event. I'm so glad
Years
you
ago.
remember that.
Absolutely. I remember that. It was at Seminole Harley-Davidson. But what I'm doing now is I founded a nonprofit, a 501c3 nonprofit organization called United States Motorcycle Corps Charities. And that's basically designed to assist our veterans in need, those who are suffering from PTSD or whatever it is. We just had an Operation Mickey Mouse event where we brought down a family, 14-year combat wounded warrior. His 2.5-year-old daughter has leukemia. So we raised enough money to bring them down here for an entire week at Disney World.
Nice.
We're doing another one the end of December. We're going to have a poker run sometime in November or the first week of December. Another Gold Star widow. Her husband was killed in Afghanistan in 2009. We're also sponsoring the Patriot Guard Riders of Florida and the Snowball Express, which is part of the Garrison East Foundation, bringing in 800 Gold Star children. And for those who do not know what the word Gold Star means, that signifies that they are children of a fallen military hero in the wars of Iraq and Afghanistan.
Outstanding,
Yeah.
Rick. Oh my God, that's some great stuff. And I hear you doing some more conservative stuff. Can you tell us about this conservative stuff?
Obviously, I have a personal life, and I'm forbidden by the Internal Revenue Service to do any type of political activism with my 501c3. So that's 100% nonpartisan, non-political. It's all 501c3, 100% charity-based. But my personal life, I am very political. I am very conservative. I have a Bikers United Coalition. And we've escorted Governor Rick Scott, who's running for Senate, from Titusville to Orlando 2 weeks ago. We've assisted Matt Gaetz, Congressman Matt Gaetz, District 1 up in the Panhandle. Obviously, Ron DeSantis, who's running for Florida governor.
Yeah.
And I can't get into details, but I received a phone call from the White House on Thursday. I again spoke with them on Friday, and again got the final call today on Saturday for a mission on Monday for President Trump's arrival in Orlando on Monday. So,
awesome. So he's coming to Orlando. You're letting the word out. Okay.
Well-
and then we get something going on with Mission Barbecue. You say,
Actually, President Trump's coming in Monday, and it's publicized. He's coming in to speak to the International Sheriff's Association. So all the sheriffs from throughout the country are at the convention center.
Yeah.
And then Ron DeSantis is actually doing a campaign stop at several Mission barbecues out in Tampa. I believe one in Jacksonville, and then on October the 10th. Mission Barbecue in Oviedo. Leanne is the community ambassador there, and she is an amazing individual.
Yeah, I know Leanne.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been working with her. You know, every at 12 o'clock, everybody stands up and does the Pledge of Allegiance. Everyone.
Right.
It's a sight to see. You go on my YouTube, you'll see a picture of that. I have that as also. And Rick, also... You're here at the Ace Cafe. And what else you do with the Ace Cafe?
Well, I'm
Rick?
also a co-host with Cycle Fever TV,
Right.
and we would broadcast every Thursday night on Bike Night. So now we've turned it down to twice a week, the second and fourth Thursday Bike Night. And as a matter of fact, this Thursday night, we have a special guest that's going to be broadcast live on Cycle Fever TV, Facebook, and YouTube, and that would be Mr. Dave Matthews.
Sergeant Dave, you hear that from the Remember the Fallen show, also president of Never Forgotten Memorials.org.
Now,
awesome. Thanks,
Now, we
Rick.
are having you on because there's a soft opening that you're doing something. Why don't you go ahead and share with everybody what's going on?
Okay, October 27th, we're having a soft opening at the new Rockin' Brews at Margarita Orlando Resort on Kissimmee on 192, right before you get to 429 over there, right? Beautiful restaurant. They put my memorial right in the front, Rick. I mean, right to the left, and right behind the memorial is the American flagpole, 18-foot flagpole. It's lit up, and what I've done, something different, I don't think no one's done this, Rick, is I actually it was fabricated and designed and installed by veterans.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, right. And it's what it's going to be. It's going to be a stainless steel shadow box. You never see them. You always see them inside, right? Inside. This is outside. Okay. I have a double-plated glass. I have a special tint, 99% UV. It costs $25 for less than a foot of tint. Right. So I'm preserving this. Of course, American flag, right, Rick?
Right,
okay,
absolutely.
$48,
Amen,
and you get it from the Orlando Flag Display Store on Colonial. Right. It's been around a long time. Get your American flags at the Orlando Flag
Not
Display.
from China. Don't order it online because that comes from China.
Yeah, and don't get them at Walmart and stuff like that. You want to go to Orlando Flag Display. Great, right there in Colonial next to the IHOP. I love this lady. She's awesome. She's still open. Okay, so this is a great event. October 20th. It's a soft opening. That means you have to be invited, but it's right up behind there, a couple of weeks, they'll have the grand opening, and you guys are going to love this memorial. And it's supposedly 20,000 people or so are actually going to see this memorial on the weekends.
Incredible.
Going to be to walk by and see that. And it has my logo on there, www.neverforgottenmemorials.org.
Now, for those that don't know, and I know they follow you, but for those that I'll share this on my page. I've got 11,000 followers. This isn't your first memorial at a Rockin' Brews. Why don't you share a bit more about that?
Okay, this is actually my fifth store. I did 3 in Oviedo, and I did one at also in Albuquerque, and I did one in Dallas.
Phenomenal.
Okay, and now we're going to the one here in Kissimmee, and I'm going to let you in on something. That's the next store, Tampa.
Tampa.
We're going to Tampa next.
Now, do you need some type of fundraising for that?
Of course, that's
Okay.
basically,
Right.
8,600 in the hole. But I do it for the passion.
Exactly.
We all do it for the passion
Absolutely.
of it. So I get lucky once in a while, but they really impressed them with this because this memorial is a piece of art, Rick, and it comes
I've
out.
seen you showed me the photos.
Yeah,
Incredible.
it's a piece of art. You got to come out and see this one. And they were very impressed with it. So they gave me my biggest donation that I ever received, Rockin' Brew. So it really all the hard work. I've been doing this since March 2015.
Now, who are the owners of Rockin' Brews? I want you to share that because I know who they are, but go ahead.
The original owners are Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley. I think you know who they are.
From Kiss.
So when they came to the Orlando airport, when they did a big fundraiser for the house, the what house? You know, the house the Fisher House.
The Fisher
House.
yeah.
They came in, and I understand that they wanted to do something for the fit because it was a big organization. And I love that organization, what they do. So they came in. I got an awesome picture next to Gene and Paul.
Man.
I really do. So yeah, and what they do is they people purchase, they franchise the name
Right.
from them. and they use all that memorabilia that's inside the Rock and Brews.
Right.
If you're an 80s person, you got to go to the Rock and Brews. And plan to stay about 2 hours. You can't get out of there in an hour. Right. It's so enjoyable, So I'm looking forward to this Thursday night.
Yep, this Thursday night we're going to interview you live on Cycle Fever TV here at Ace Cafe, and I want to challenge my 11,000 members. What we'll do is we'll put together some type of a fundraiser for your next memorial.
Okay, it's going to be in Tampa.
You got it.
Okay, thanks, Rick.
Right,
thanks for stopping by.
Thank you for having
Thanks for coming to the event tonight.
Let me tell you something. Thank you for what you do, because I know that the passion that you have in your heart, and a lot of us who have a 501c3 nonprofit, we do it because of the heart that we have, the love, and that we want to give back. So it's an honor to partner with legitimate 501c nonprofit organizations and founders and individuals that have the same heart. So it's a pleasure.
I've been admiring you all as well. You do the same, Joe. You got a great heart. Thank you very much.
I'll see you on Thursday night.
Okay, Thursday night. Thank you, Rick.
You got it.
Bye-bye. Okay, it's that time, right? The fit ones in the audience, get down and knock out 22 everyday push-ups for the 22 veterans that will take their lives tomorrow. The saddest number in the human numeric scale is 22. So get down, give me 22. You got 30 seconds to go to the show. We're gonna have a little interruption with motorcycle. I can't stop that right now. So here we go, and we're gonna go a little commercial break. Take care of our sponsors.
To the Spark Radio Network, internet radio like you've never heard before. Innovation, creativity, and imagination are all set to begin with a spark. So fasten your seatbelt and take the ride of your life and listen for the spark. You are listening to KLRN Radio, where liberty and reason still reign.
Most writers and radio show hosts know that to connect with your fans, you need to do more than just write books or record the latest podcasts. There are many different elements that go into forming an online platform, but there are also many hidden traps. To make matters worse, solid advice on how to survive the muddy waters is scarce. In the book Hidden Traps, I talk about some of the important issues of working with an online platform, highlighting traps that could put your physical or internet security at risk or be harmful to your reputation. Are your social media posts just links with a few disjointed words making you look like someone who can't complete a sentence? Did your new website cost you more than you anticipated? Are you leaking your personal contact details across the web without even knowing it? Then you need Hidden Traps. Hidden Traps is now available in paperback and ebook from a variety of retailers, including Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Kobo. Visit blackwolfpublications.com for more details.
If you're 85 or younger, would you like peace of mind and comfort for your family? We're Final Expense Direct with an urgent message for you. The average funeral today costs over $8,000, but the most you'll get from government benefits is $255. How will your family pay the difference? We can help. Our senior plans start as low as just $1 a day and pay up to $30,000 for a funeral and other final expenses. Peace of mind is easy. There's no medical exam. You'll have lifetime coverage, and your plan can't be canceled as long as you pay your premiums. Call now for free information about our senior plans. Answer a few simple questions and receive approval right on the phone. Plus, call right now and we'll give you a discount prescription card for free. Call 800-553-8687. That's 800-553-8687. Again, 800-553-8687.
KLRN Radio has advertising rates available. We have rates to fit almost any budget. Contact us at advertising@klrnradio.com.
Attention business owners and independent contractors. This is a money-saving message from Tax Mediation Services. If your business owes $20,000 or more in taxes, we can help you today, right now. Listen, dealing with the IRS is no picnic. It's an intimidating and extremely stressful process, and you don't want to go it alone. Our attorneys know every law, every tax break, and every possible opportunity to help you resolve and reduce your tax debt. And if you owe more than $20,000, you may be at the top of their hit list. So don't take your tax debt lightly, because it will not go away on its own. The IRS can seize your bank account, your home, and even shut down your business. Call our tax experts today at 1-800-783-0810 and let us deal with the IRS while you focus on your business. That's 1-800-783-0810. Again, that's 800-783-0810.
My son was in the Army back during Desert Storm, but even then he wanted an MBA. He looked at a dozen schools, but only one offered the online education and flexibility he needed while he was in a tent in Iraq. Grantham University. Turns out that Grantham's been delivering affordable, relevant college and advanced degrees for over 65 years. Heck, if they can deliver a quality education to a soldier in a tent overseas, think about the flexibility Grantham can offer you so you can earn your degree too. It doesn't matter how complicated or full your life is. If getting a degree is on your bucket list, you'll want to do what my son did. You'll want to call Grantham. Find out how easy it is to get started on your education so you can check that college degree off your bucket list. Call Grantham right now. 800-910-1370. That's 800-910-1370. Flexible, affordable, relevant. Call 800-910-1370.
Sometimes riders feel lost, unsure why a passage may not be working. It takes another set of eyes to help us nurture our writing to full maturity. At Black Wolf Editorial Services, we strive to enable writers to develop and grow, offering manuscript critiques and line edits through a mentoring editorial style. We also offer assistance on generating a writer's file for your websites. Black Wolf Editorial Services, nurturing your writing into maturity. For a full list of services, visit blackwolfeditorial.com.
Okay, now we have Dean D. Shriver from the Orlando Police Department. He's also in the Shadow Warrior, but you're under probation? Dean, can you explain that to me, how that works? That sounds like a bad word to give to a police officer, you know?
Well, it's called a probate, and what a probate does is it's kind of a tryout period where you do things with the club and you show what you're all about, and you earn your stripes, so to speak.
Okay.
So you earn your patch by coming out and helping other people and supporting what they're trying to do to support first responders and the military. And in this case here for tonight, we're honoring the wife of a military veteran who took her own life, unfortunately, and we want to do what we can to support him.
Yeah, Krystal Parker, once again, memorial fundraiser for Krystal. And this is really a celebration of her life. We're just in there, just like an Irish wake, you know. We're all just enjoying ourselves and talking about good times with Krystal, and she was going to be a vital to the organization. But you're pretty vital to our community right here in Orlando. Can you tell me your role that you play, Dean?
Well, I am a commander of our Special Operations Division, so I command our motorcycle unit, our K-9 unit, and our mounted unit, and also I'm in charge of emergency services units. So anything that kind of happens in the middle of the night, SWAT call-outs, those kinds of things, we roll out in a support feature to the officers that are on the front line fighting that problem.
You hear that? He's on call 24/7. When you see this guy, walk up to him, shake his hand, and tell him thank you for protecting our community. Dean, that's awesome you're doing that. And I'm looking forward to the new events that are coming up. So you're going to be with the community, with the events going on. So what's going on with Orlando? Do you know any events that are coming up in Orlando, the city of Orlando, that you're protecting, or anything going on with the Orlando that you know of?
Currently, right now, we're in the middle of the International Association Chiefs of Police Conference, which is going down on International Drive, which brings about 20,000 people to the area right now. That includes chiefs from all over the country and the world. So we're pretty busy with that going on until the middle of next week. Grid
block. You hear that, folks, that live in Orlando by I-4? Grid block. What day is that so I know to stay away?
It starts tomorrow and runs through Tuesday.
You didn't give me enough heads up time. Tomorrow, folks, if you're out of Orlando, stay out of Orlando by the convention center, right?
At the convention center.
Oh, my God. All right, so you'll be setting up roadblocks. You'll be in charge of all that?
We shouldn't be doing any roadblocks. It's at the convention center. We're running buses to keep everything from getting all concluded and stuff up there. So it should be free to move around, and it shouldn't do too much of an impact on the people in that area.
All right, no backpacks, okay? All right, Dean. Thanks for stopping by, and thank you for keeping our community safe. And I wish you luck on being a true member with the Shadow Warriors.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with your probation.
All right. Thank you,
Take
sir.
care.
All right. Have a good one.
You too now. Okay, we're about to end the night with Adam Martin. He's got a killer band called Bird Anthem. But the ironic thing, guess what? He's an Army ground pounder like myself again. And yes, he's an MP. All right? He is a glorified crossing guy. But would you say you're not Garrison? Is that right?
No, never Garrison. Combat support.
Combat support. So he's high speed. In other words, he's high speed, folks. Okay, so what he's going to do, he's going to do a cappella tune right now for us. One of his best songs on his new album, and it's kind of patriotic, right, Adam?
Absolutely.
So, how'd you meet these guys, and what made you come tonight? Tell me how this transpired.
Well, so the Shadow Warrior Riders Motorcycle Club, they're great friends of ours. We played at their event back in May at Bruce Rossmeyer's Harley Davidson in Daytona Beach, and we helped them raise a lot of funds for an organization. As a band, we always try to support veteran organizations, first responder organizations, law enforcement, firefighters. I'm a prior cop myself. So we always try to give back to the veteran community and the first responder community. So that's how we got connected with Shadow Warrior Riders Motorcycle Club. And then today's veterans organization, they're from the county that I'm from, Highlands County here in Florida. And they had a tragedy happen a few weeks ago from one of their members and one of their supporters. So we thought, what better way than to team up Shadow Warrior Riders and today's veterans organization. And they said, hey, Adam, would you like to come up and play a little bit for the event and help out and fundraise? So I was like, absolutely, I'll be more than happy to come up and help out my fellow brothers.
You are a perfect team player for this. I mean, you're just so perfect. And you got some killer tattoos, too, as well.
Oh,
huh?
I
tell
do.
me what that one's about.
So,
oh, my God.
My right arm,
E5.
I was an E5, I was an NCO, served in Iraq 2003, 2004, part of Operation Iraqi Freedom. But I got a long history of military in my family.
Wow.
My father, he was a career Army. He served in Vietnam. My grandfather on my mother's side, he was Navy. He World War II, Battle E ribbon for him. And
wow.
then my other grandfather, he served during the Korean War era. He didn't ever deploy.
Nice.
We've actually traced back all the way to the Civil War. And an ancestor on my mother's side fought for the 42nd Mississippi Infantry.
So, you got to see these twos, man.
Long
best
history.
tats I've seen in a long time. Those are awesome. So what are you going to do for us now? You got a patriotic song that's going to be on your album?
So I do. I got a song called Tonight We Ride. What my military police company did, the 810th AP Company, we provided security for convoys going up and down the roads of Iraq, bringing supplies up to Camp Anaconda, Balad, just a place north of Baghdad. We would go out, we would get hit with sniper fire, small arms fire, we got hit with IEDs, car bombs, mortars. So this song I wrote a couple years ago was kind of a tribute to all the service members who have ever been part of a convoy in a combat zone. And it's about being in a Humvee or a Deuce and a Half, or if you're an 88 Mike, you know what I'm talking about. And it's just a tribute to all those missions that we went on, and just kind of giving honor to all that. It's called Tonight We Ride.
And an LMTV, don't forget
You're
that.
damn right, the LMTVs as well. So this is a song called Tonight We Ride. It's off our record called Southern Ground. You can find us on Spotify, Pandora, iTunes, Amazon. And,
how do we find you? Bird Anthem?
BlackbirdAnthem.com. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, Twitter. Everything's under Bird Anthem. And send us a message.
Yep.
We're an independent band, Southern Rock.
Definitely going to follow him. I am. Go ahead and show us what you got.
So here you go. Up your guns, tonight we run to the border. Count out your brass, take your last drink of water. Load up your packs and head out into the sand. Say a prayer for your God to steady your hand. Black as a night, ready for the fight, still running. Eyes open wide, nowhere to hide, they're coming. Horses at our feet and eagles above. Make no mistake, boys, it's gonna be rough. Tonight Tonight we ride, tonight we roll, tonight we get on back to the place where stories are told. We won't slow down till the sun comes up. We will give it all we got and hope it's enough. 'Cause tonight we ride. Shot rings out, and no doubt it's trouble. Rivalry tight, single wide of the knuckle. This here ain't our first ride, it won't be the last. Step in front of us, hero, and we'll kick your ass. Tonight we ride, tonight we roll, tonight we get on back to the place where stories are told. We won't slow down till the sun comes up. We will give it all we got and hope it's enough. 'Cause tonight we ride. Tonight we ride. Tonight we ride.
Woo! All right, Adam, man, that was on point.
Oh,
were
thank
just
you so very
perfect,
much.
man. And I take away the glorified crossing guard. You weren't, man. You were right in the heat of battle, man. Okay, I take that back.
Oh,
Okay,
all right.
man. That Adam, can I get your permission right now to use that song as the Remember the Fallen anthem?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
And if you want a studio version of it, I can email it to you as well. Always happy to help out brothers and veterans that are doing great things for other vets.
Yeah, I tell you, that was perfect. I think I like the a cappella. I really do, because it's so natural, you know. And we're at the event, and this is the tail of the event. He was been playing for the last 2 hours, and he was gracious enough to come out to be on the Remember the Fallen show. We're going to hear from this guy. We're going to hear from his band, BlackbirdAnthem.com. Get out there, get them on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify. Look for this band. They are fabulous. I mean, he's the lead singer, and I can imagine his teammates are just as good, right? You want to name your teammates right now?
I do. I got on lead guitar Mr. Jeremy Chestnut. He is he's a nephew of the great Mark Chestnut.
Awesome.
Lee Thompson, he's prior Army Airborne as well. He's my drummer. Will Baseman is just an amazing bass player. So we've got some amazing musicians that just have a heart for our country and for our first responders. Very proud to be able to appear tonight on Remember the Fallen, and they're doing great things for veterans as well. So I appreciate you having me on the show.
Awesome. When's your next gig? What?
All right, so we've got shows in Florida coming up, but if you look at BlackbirdAnthem.com or on our Facebook page, we're going to be in Houston, Texas in November, Veterans Day weekend, doing some events out there. We're going to be in Rhode Island first weekend in November. So just check the schedule. We do tour all around the country, and if you're interested in booking us as well, reach out. We'd love to come play at your event.
Adam Martin from BlackbirdAnthem.com. Reach out. These band's going to be famous. See him now, and just love to have him on. What a patriot. Thank you so much, Adam, for coming out, man.
Appreciate having me on Remember the Fallen Radio.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, it's getting 0:30 for the show, and I'm just about ready to go into rack ops mode. But before I relax, never one last promo. So go to Sergeant Dave Matthews at gmail.com. That is SGTDAVEMATTHEWS at gmail.com for suggestions for the show's content. Or if you know a good advocate like to come speak on the show, you can email me as well. Once again, Sergeant Dave Matthews at gmail.com. Remember, that's 2 T's in Matthews. Or you can go to my Facebook page and like the page at Remember the Fallen, all one word. Or you can also hit me on my Twitter handle at Heroic Memorials. Or if you're not into the Twitter bird chirping thing, you can go to my website at www.neverforgottenmemorials.org and mark your calendar every Thursday night on your phone at 8 p.m. Eastern Time at klrnradio.com. And you can also go to iHeartRadio.com, pull up search, go to podcast and hit search again and type in Remember the Fallen Show. You'll see all my archive shows there as well. Okay, every Thursday night, that's in order until all the troops come home. All right, fall out. Pop Smoke out.